Can you use an iron to apply your heat transfers? Short answer, no. But let's talk more about it. Hey heat printers, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Mia with Transfer Express, and today we're gonna talk about what I like to call the heat printing trinity: time, temperature, and pressure. Think of this as your fundamental class that'll take your prints from just okay to pro level, and not just for delivery day, but for the lifetime of your garment. We'll break down what each element means, why it's important, and show you exactly what'll happen if you don't get this trinity right. And of course, we're gonna talk about why your iron just won't cut it. Heat printing is a science. You can have the best transfers and blanks in the world, but if your time, temperature, and pressure are just a little off, the print won't last. Let's talk a little bit about what could go wrong if you don't follow the proper settings. Too little time? Then your transfer doesn't apply properly and it peels off early. Too much time and you risk scorching your garment and ruining your transfer. And if you have inconsistent pressure, then you get uneven adhesion and cracked prints after just one wash. So if you're trying to build a business and not just sell t-shirts, you need reliable, repeatable results. So time, temperature, and pressure are gonna be your foundation. Let's start with time. What is it? The number of seconds the transfer needs under heat to properly adhere. Now, each transfer is gonna have its own recommended time for being under the heat press. For example, Goof Proof is 4 seconds. Now, what happens if this is wrong? Under time means your transfer can peel, lift, or fade quickly. And overtime means you risk discoloration and burning your fabric and transfer. A pro tip is to use the built-in timer in your heat press. Do not try to eyeball this, especially if you're doing large runs. Our Hotronix Fusion has pre-settings, so depending on which transfer you're using, you can set the exact time, temperature, and pressure for each job. This will ensure you're not over or undercooking your transfer. Now, here are some best practices. Keep a cheat sheet next to your heat press with all of the recommended times for each transfer. I also recommend sticking with Transfer Express's tested settings to ensure the longevity of your print. Next, let's talk temperature. What is it? This is the specific heat required to activate the adhesive on the back of your transfer. Now, this can typically range from 290 to 365 degrees, depending on the material and transfer type. Don't always assume your heat press temperature is accurate. You want to test it from time to time with either a heat gun or heat testing strips. Now, what goes wrong if you have the incorrect temperature? Too low and your transfer won't bond fully. This is gonna lead to washout or lifting. If your temperature is too high, you're risking burning your fabric or your transfer or altering its color. A pro tip is to let your heat press warm up fully. Don't rush the process. You'll also wanna avoid any windows or vents that could potentially cool off some areas of your platen. Now let's talk pressure. This is arguably the most misunderstood part of the trinity. So what is it? It's the amount of force applied to the transfer during pressing. It ensures that your adhesive melts evenly and fully bonds to the fabric. So how do you check it? Most heat presses have a readout. You can also test it by trying to clamp the heat press closed. With firm pressure, it should take some effort to close. Here are some common mistakes. Too light of pressure, and your transfer edges will lift after just one wash. Too heavy of pressure, and you end up crushing the fibers. This can create heat press marks or damage delicate fabrics. A pro tip is to always adjust your pressure based on the thickness of your blank. Things like hoodies and totes require just a little more pressure than tees and tanks. And of course, your heat transfer instructions. Now let's talk about why you can't use an iron. It fails the Trinity test. Time? There's no built-in timer. Temperature is inconsistent across the plate. And pressure, you have to literally stand on it to match the pressure of a heat press. Even if it looks like the transfer is stuck with the iron, it won't last after a wash. And over here, we want to build businesses, not just sell one-off t-shirts. Here's a little business advice. If you're serious about heat printing, or even if you're just starting out, you need a heat press. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it does have to be consistent. Take a look at our comparison chart here. If even one of these is off, you risk your product quality and customer trust. Nobody wants that. Now let me show you what it looks like when it all comes together. We're gonna be using our Goof Proof transfer. This is a screen printed transfer from Transfer Express, and we're gonna apply it on a cotton poly blend t-shirt today. This is a single color design, so our temperature is set to 365 degrees. We're gonna apply it for the time of 4 seconds at a medium to firm pressure, so anywhere from 6 to 8. This is also a hot peel, so keep that in mind. All you have to do is press, peel, and boom, professional finish. Now this is the kind of quality that brings repeat customers, glowing reviews, and confidence that your product is gonna last long after delivery day. So now you know the heat printing trinity is not an option, it's essential. And don't use your iron. When you master time, temperature, and pressure, you master great quality. And when you master quality, your business grows. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any of our tips, tutorials, or new product drops. Until next time, happy heat pressing.